here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining us on this lovely Wednesday afternoon as it is time for the grand finals of the IPL Mapmaker tournament. And TSL.aLive starting the game off with a little bit of GM with a hello GG. Gatored responding in kind. And Gatored is going to be the green Protoss player. At the bottom, the map is Atlantis Spaceship. And at the top, we have his opponent, TSL.aLive. Let's find out what happens.
All right, and it says, admin ID. And Play does have that nifty little feature. You can click on the Administrator tab, and it gives you a way to contact them directly. So I'm not sure what he needs that for, but we may be able to find out here in a bit. But we are now in the finals, like we mentioned before. $900 still left on the line. The starting map is Atlantis Spaceship. And we're ready to kick things off, and I am looking forward to an awesome game here. Now, let's take a look at these two players' playstyles. Gatored is a guy who's known for doing very early timing attacks. It's usually either one base or expand into 5-gate, put on some pressure, something like that. This is certainly going to be telling to see how he wants to try and handle TSL.aLive, though, because TSL.aLive, got to tell you, he's used to getting that kind of stuff in Korea, and he's pretty darn good at holding that.
Yeah, and we've already seen how creative Alive is when it comes to the maps. So given this new map pool, I don't think it's going to phase him at all. In fact, he's probably going to use it towards his advantage.
Yeah.
And I also have to say regarding the maps that this is my second favorite map. Atlantis Spaceship follows right behind Sandshore and Mist. I've seen some great games on this map already. Just right behind Sandshore and Mist, in my opinion. So,
well,
great map to start things off on.
This is the last time it will actually be used in the tournament, of
course.
No!
So unless it gets selected.
In this tournament, I'm saying, because we're in the last set. We're in the finals.
That's true.
So hopefully it will redeem itself and produce one of the best games we've seen yet. We can certainly hope. So.
I've seen some great games already. So for me, it's redeemed. For me, it's already proven itself.
Gotcha.
Maybe for you,
I just love I love the fact that it's a non-symmetrical two-player map that still has large macro characteristics. So
it's kind of like Paranoid Android / Scrap Station.
Right, because your 4 bases are still close enough, or 5 bases really are still close enough together that you should be able to reasonably hold those, or if you're a Zerg player, connect the creep between them. Yeah. But yet there's so much room in the middle to navigate multiple attack paths, cause engagements that Pylon went down as an extended scout for Gatored.
I think he was trying to
reactor coming up. Oh, block the add-on?
I think he was trying to block the add-on.
Looks like the barracks lifted off and moved over, though.
Yeah. Yeah, you were talking about the map. Great map, I think. One thing we haven't seen yet, and I think we share this mutually, is we haven't seen the Rich Vespian Geyser being used at the middle expansion.
I would love to.
Yeah.
I don't think we're ever going to get to the point where you have builds that are built around trying to extend yourself into the map and take the Rich Vespian Geyser. But
it's going to be a late game situation thing.
But I think what it's going to do is it's going to encourage a switch to high-end late game tech. Because when you're on that 4-base situation and you have so much more gas coming in than you would expect, I think you could get to a situation where people decide to just naturally tech up a little bit more.
Well, it's going to be for Terrans, they're just going to have a lot more Ghosts. Protoss is going to have a lot more Templar. And Archons, they're just going to have a lot more Brood Lords. That to me is what's pretty much it's going to kind of evolve into once the players decide to grab that middle base. But for now, neither players that we've casted in this tournament have really discovered that there is a gold, or Rich Vespian Geyser, excuse me, not a gold, in the back of that middle base. Maybe you could show the viewers real quick for those who may not know what we're talking about. And there it is. Those are the middle expansions with a Rich Vespian Geyser tucked behind the steam
vents. It's a normal expansion, 8 mineral patches, 2 normal Vespian Geysers, but then it has the additional Rich Vespian Geyser thrown in.
Essentially, it's 4 Vespian gases at one base.
Yeah, basically. So here we have it, TSL.aLive going with the build that we saw out of him, close to what we saw in the last semifinal that we saw him play against Saladin, where he actually decided to go gas first and put down a reactor instead of doing the gasless FE into 3 racks, but it's still the same general idea. This, though, was going to let him get some upgrades very quickly. We actually have 3 gates just popping up for Gatored now. That's going to give him 4 gates at the moment, bypassing Robo for the time being. We'll see if he throws up a 5th, or if he just decides to attack. He does have quite a bit of gas saved up.
Yeah, he has 300 gas saved up right now, so quite a bit in the bank. We'll see if he decides to tech up into some route, or if he's going to use him into sentries, which it looks like he's going to go with the second option. So his sentry count has been bolstered up a little bit, and he's got a little proxy pylon coming at the left here with the probe running in. Now the forces of TSL.aLive actually moving into the middle of the map. It will not see the pylon, but it will be pulled back to deal with the probe. So a little bit of cat and mouse action in the middle of the field, but nothing too big yet.
And this is pretty standard Gatored fare so far. I mean, he plays an exciting brand of StarCraft, but it is very early game timing oriented. And it looks like he is pushing across the map, at least a posture for the time being. And this could provide him a little bit of difficulty.
Oh, the Marine is going to see... Oh, it sees a sentry, and it sees the pylon.
There it is. So he knows exactly what's up. He sees a couple of units down there as well.
And that's going to be a little alarming for ALive. To see that there's a pylon there and already a sentry there, he might be thinking right now, oh, what's going on? Is he preparing his 6-gate all-in me? So he's throwing up one bunker right now. Would not surprise me to see a second and maybe a third bunker come up as well.
Yeah, it looks like it's not going to be a 6-gate all-in, just 4-gate aggression.
Right.
But this is quite aggressive considering where he's at, and I don't know if he has enough to break this. It's already a bunch of SCVs that are pulled. The bunker's about ready to finish. Oh, and he's actually going to stop the initial repair.
The units can't get inside the bunker.
Oh, there he does. And he's able to get a repair on it as well. So this is more damage than Gatored wanted to take. He actually was forced to expend so much energy in force fields that he doesn't have a lot left over. He actually didn't kill that many units. Yes, he brought down the bunker, but he really didn't kill that many units overall. 7 workers have gone down, but, oh, wow. That's actually a huge economic lead for Gatored. I did not realize that he was that far ahead in workers.
Yeah, he actually did quite a bit of economic damage. All those SCVs in the front were kind of trapped. They all went down, even though they were repairing. A lot of minerals that kind of got invested into the bunker that eventually died anyways. But you're right. For a moment there, it looked like ALive was way ahead. But no, not the case. And now it looks like we have...
I still think he's in a good spot. Because he has a much larger standing army. And I think that he can... Especially... I mean, we have the Caster's Eye here, of course. So we see that there's double forges coming down.
Super supply block.
Yeah, because 2 of those pylons did go down. He's got 5 pylons coming up at once, so we can spam some more units out here in a second. But that's it. That's Gatored's army right there. That's really not all that much. And ALive can actually move in and do quite a bit of damage, I think.
Yeah, and he's going to do just that. Don't forget he has stem right now, so he has a lot of firepower here. And Gatored could be in a lot of trouble. ALive is going to come in here with a ton of Marines and Marauders. Force fields go down to chop the army in half, but it's not going to be enough. And ALive, I think it's just going to overrun the Protoss player here.
And looks like the sentries have already expended most of their energy. A few more zealots being brought in now. The zealots just evaporated, and the sentry count is getting very, very low. More units are being killed now for Gatored. He really just doesn't have a lot left over. It looks like he's going to pull a bunch of probes, but this could be very bad for him.
He should have pulled the probes way earlier. I don't know why he didn't pull them earlier, and now he's going to take some serious damage to his economy. That lone stalker will get picked off as well. The pylon over there will go down, and ALive is just now toying with his food. Gatored is taking some serious economic losses.
You know what? He is, but here's where I'll give Gatored the benefit of the doubt. Looks like there's some more units that are rallying in now for ALive, but Gatored can actually afford to lose some workers because his worker count was actually so impressive. Now he's going to need another warping of units stat. And it looks like there's our stalkers that we were looking for. He is eventually going to drive all of these units away. The Marines hightailing it out of there. So we actually have a really even game right now. 48 workers to 39, but there's mules on the ground. Supplies are dead even, and the army advantage, of course, does go to ALive at the moment, but Gatored has 1-1 upgrades coming up. He's sitting on 6 gates, and so we actually have a very even game.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Both the players kind of trading off massive amounts of their army for a little bit of probes, a little bit of SCVs. They took a bunker down, some force fields went out, but at the end of the day, both players seem to be about the same in terms of economy, in terms of army supply. So, you know, things have kind of reset a little bit here, and now ALive going to try to kickstart it in the skies with a medevac, a couple of medevacs actually. So we'll see if these medevacs can do anything, but, you know, with the pylons already placed in the back, I would imagine Gatored can warp in a very quick round of units. And look at that, so smart. He brings 3 stalkers back there as well, anticipating the dropships. And I don't know if ALive can do too much damage here. Gatored may need to warp in some more units, though, because that's 2 full medevacs.
It is 2 full medevacs, you're right. And it looks like he is actually going to warp in some units. ALive using the cover of the factory, though, to drop those units down. Yeah. More units now coming in for Gatored. That's a lot of stemmed up units, and that's going to be... Oh!
Pulls
he actually
out, though.
Pulls back right away. And Gatored actually does a very nice job at holding that.
I don't know if he needed to pull out there. I think he could have stood his ground and fought a little bit longer.
For a little while, at least.
Yeah, he could have at least killed off 3 Zealots at the very least, but he decided to pull out, didn't want to risk it, didn't want to get caught in the middle there. And now he's going to push out into the middle of the field with what seems to be more medevacs. Really, Alive just keeping the pressure on, and he's probably going to go for a 2-pronged attack here, not only dropping the back, but also hitting the front door. So this is a great play from Alive, but he's got to be careful when you're microing 2 different fronts. You cannot make a crucial mistake that will end up costing you the game, and that's a crucial mistake, losing his medevac.
Yeah. And now there's units on the low ground there, but not enough to fit, or too much to fit into 1 medevac. Here comes the main attack right up the gut as Alive is trying to secure an expansion with this. And as he's floating towards the rich Vespian Geyser.
Does he realize
so
maybe he did his homework and he looked at the map.
Hey, you know, as we said earlier, I believe that Alive is the player who's been the smartest about utilizing the new maps. So.
Yep.
We'll see if that's the case.
Solo Marine ends up killing the Nexus, or at least kills off the probe that worked in the Nexus, but that will be dispatched of. But
Bye, Marine.
Bye, Marine. Yeah, but you know what? I think Alive does have map control right now. Because he's got the medevac in the back of the main, because he's securing the middle expansion where the rich Vespian Geyser is, I think things are looking very bright for his future.
Gatored is way up in upgrades, though. We just have +1 armor coming down now for our Terran player, but Gatored is already moving to 2-2. At the same time, he's actually moving up to Robo Bay as well.
Is he going to grab the gas in the back? Please
do
it.
So.
Please do it.
Rich Vespian Geyser, man, you got to go for it. There's no choice not to. And Alive is actually going through the back route, so we can actually start directly assaulting the third.
Yeah. The interesting you mentioned is, I've seen a game here between 2 long players, 2 epic players, macro style, where they grabbed both the gases, but they didn't get the rich Vespian Geyser in the back. And for whatever reason, I don't know why. So, hey, we'll have to see what happens. And here comes a major attack. Force Field's cutting off the Marines and the Marauders in the front. He's got to evacuate those. And he does just evacuate about a medevac full, but he loses a large chunk of his army.
Yeah, Gator was actually way back in supply there and just immediately caught up. But it looks like there's a drop going on at the same time.
There's a cannon back there, though.
The Photon Cannon is going to buy some time at the very least, but Gator's going to need to get some units up there very quickly. And it looks like there are finally a few Zealots out.
And what that drop actually accomplished, even though it didn't really do that much, is it accomplished more time. It bought more time for Alive, because Gator certainly has an opportunity there to make a big counter push after he force fielded the entire Terran army and destroyed most of it. But because he brought a medevac in the back of the Protoss main, Gator had to address that. And now Gator has to basically stay on 3 base versus 3 base. But like I said, there's the rich Vespian Geyser. So Hooray! This is huge for Alive. Alive's going to have a big kick in the pants in terms of Vespian gas.
All right.
And there it is. He's going to invest it into Ghosts.
And, yep, we have the Ghost Academy already researching Mobius Reactor. He'll produce a few Ghosts here in just a second, because he can start producing them. It's past the point where the Ghost build time is less than the amount of time researching on the Mobius Reactor. So we can actually start those right now. And there we go. 3 Ghosts are coming up. Hopefully we'll see a couple of Ghosts, maybe. Or, I'm sorry, a couple of Ghost Academies and maybe some nukes here in a bit. So
that would be pretty cool. But you know what?
3 upgrades are already a third of the way done for Gatored, though. His upgrades are so good at the moment.
Yeah, but I think Alive is just going to way overpower in terms of technology. I mean, yeah, right now he's behind, but that rich Vespian Geyser is going to be so crucial. I mean, he's going to have so many more Ghosts on the field. I would imagine this game ended up getting, I don't know, in the range of 12 plus Ghosts. And with that many Ghosts, what is Gatored going to do?
Well, it looks like put down 4 more Templars and put up a Templar Archive.
But the thing is, he can't keep up in numbers of Templars against Ghosts without the rich Vespian Geyser.
All right, and you can see if that pays off for Alive, as he is starting to distance mine that gas.
Oh, you actually need 4 SCVs.
Yeah, it looks like you need 4. Interesting notes. You actually need 4 SCVs, but then you can mine gas at a pretty good rate, so that's kind of clever. All right, but you can see he's got a lot of resources, and he is maxed at the moment, and it looks like he tried to bring in another drop there, but Gatored was able to clean that up. But, of course, that does mean that his army is pretty split up at the moment.
And it looks like Gatored finally is finding out that, hey, I should go ahead and grab my 4th, and this is a great location to get it at, but that Terran army is just lurking right underneath. Alive certainly has an opportunity to pick off that Nexus, and look at how many Ghosts he's got. I think that's 3 already, or 4, so quite a few Ghosts, and he's making a lot more, I would imagine. 2-2 upgrades about to finish, so certainly has a timing here to make something happen. He's moving in with the Ghost, but the Sentry split apart. Beautiful spread by Gatored.
Level 3 armor did just finish up for Gatored as well, and weapons is going to finish right now. So he's on 3-3 already.
Yeah.
These EMPs are all right, but they certainly haven't ended the game for Alive like you would like them to.
And I think right now Gatord certainly can crush this army. He has 3-3 upgrades. He should really be pushing out to at least keep his 4th Nexus alive, because it's in a precarious spot right now with the Terran army just, like I said, lurking right underneath that Nexus. So I don't know what he's waiting for. He's now getting Storm and Shields level 1, but by the time he waits for Storm and Shields, the Terran army will have that 3-3 upgrade finished, and the Terran army will have Vikings to deal and compete with the Colossus.
And Live ferries in 1 Marine to go ahead and kill a couple of probes, which is cute. Hopefully Gatord realizes that there's a Rich Vespian Geyser back there now.
He should.
Mr. Colossus takes down the rest of the units, though. Charge lot, go!
Oh. Let's see if Alive finally discovered that he should put 4 SCVs on that gas or not. Yes, he did.
Nope, still on 3.
Oh, he's still on 3. Okay, cool.
Yep.
And he didn't even grab the second geyser anyways. There's a pylon or an observer over there seeing the 5th command center coming up. Gatord moving out here. Big army. Both players going counterclockwise.
Oh, Alive knows it. He stims.
This is huge. Alive realizing he's got an opportunity to maybe pick off a Nexus at the 3rd. He's going to go for it. And he is going to be able to destroy this Nexus very easily.
So stimmed up, though.
I don't know why Gatord is trying to chase him back. I think Gatord should have went for the 4th for a base race, but he's just playing a merry-go-round right now, and Alive can continue to do this, and he can eventually evacuate with the medevacs, but of course, Alive's got to be very careful. He did stim quite a bit.
Yes, he did. We're going to see if that's going to be enough.
Templar!
Okay, so essentially what's going to happen is Gatord is going to have to clean... God, these are so stimmed! If Alive is able to clean this, if Gatord is able to clean this up, he's going to need to go for a counterattack this instant. Yeah. Looks like Alive is actually picking up. Is he going to be able to get away? Medevacs! No! None of them go down. They all get away. You go attack right now, Gatord. This is your opportunity, and if you dump, this is going to be terrible for him.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. This is his opportunity to make an attack happen. Don't forget, he is behind in gas. He's behind in a base. 2 bases now as well, but he has a much more powerful standing army right now. He has got to move out, and he's got to make something happen. Here it is. I don't know what he's waiting for. He's got to push, and looks like TSL.aLive now falling back, trying to re-macro, trying to get back up to max. This is going to be pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, it really is. We have a ton of bio units being produced right now for Alive. All at the same time. Charge lots leading the pack, making their way out now.
He should take the 4th.
Oh.
He doesn't know about the 4th.
Does he not?
He does.
He knows it's there.
It's
so
PF.
There he goes. He's going after it right now.
All right, so he's going to take this out. That's going to be at least a trade. Maybe not fair, but at least a trade. And he will kill off a ton of SCVs as well. Goodbye, SCVs. You're going down. Vikings coming in here, but they will get picked off by Stalkers and Archons as well. Beautiful play by Gatord. And now Gatord can pull back. I think Gatord needs to pull back right now. He doesn't want to get caught between himself and that bio army in a rock and a hard place, so to say.
Okay, well, he is Max is banking resources, so we're going to see if he wants to trade armies right now. Oh, no! He lets the missile turret pick off one of his Colossi.
Wow.
Oh, that actually significantly weakens his army. Gatord not going to pull back, though. He's just going to throw down a couple of force fields.
The ramp so he can buy time to pick up the PF. Beautiful play right there. I love it. And now once Gatord picks this off, he can pull back. Now, holster up, get out. You did your damage. No need to stay around and be more risky. You're ahead now.
He's attacking up the ramp, though. That would be terrible.
I think he needs to pull away. He needs to get the hell out of here right now and get back and re-macro. He's actually attacking the planetary fortress at the top left as well with a couple of zealots because he warped in that proxy pylon. Love the play, but will he have enough to take it out? I don't think so.
No, it's going to get pretty close, but the planetary fortress is going to clean that up. It looks like these Vikings are tearing after Gatord. Gatord actually double pumping Colossi at the moment. I think just fully going to those Archons, especially with multiple shield upgrades, would be all right.
Isn't making any money at all. He's stuck at 0 minerals right now. That's insane. He's just now making a little bit of money with the distance money, but now we see the map really coming into its own. Just the constant back and forth clockwise motion. Battles all over the place. Atlantis Spaceship is great.
Yeah, it's hard to hold onto a base on this map because of the walk distances and because how far out of position your army can actually be if you want to try and take out one of your opponent's ancillary expansions. Now, Alive is on 3-3. A couple of Ghosts are going to make their way up. They have enough for 2 EMPs apiece, so this could be a lot of damage. Hitting the Archon, chain EMPing the Archon. Good choice. The Archon goes down, and the Colossus actually disappears right away as well, and the army was being picked apart. Gatord actually just loses everything.
Oh, and he's not warping in Templar right now. He has 2,600 gas. He needs to make Templar, and he needs to storm the bio army. But of course, Templars take some time to accumulate their energy. I'm not sure why Gatord didn't have any Templars.
He lost the Templar archives in the earlier attack.
Wow. He just now made a Twilight Council. He realizes he has no storms.
That's why he didn't switch over. That's why he was double producing. Oh my god, that's why he was double producing those Colossi.
This is terrible for him now. He can't stand toe-to-toe with that Bio Army. It's just too big. He won't lose the Nexus at the third. It doesn't even matter if he loses it or not. It looks like Gator's just going to get overrun right here. He has no Templar support, and that is absolutely key. Without any Templars, how can he ever hope to stand toe-to-toe with this massive 3-3 Bio Army?
He can't, and that's going to be it. Oh, that's just a factory. There it is. GG, well played, and Alive has taken game number 1 in style. A very exciting macro game.